That should be working now. Okay. It's looking good. That's always important. Gonna pull out the big work table. Get that set up because we're gonna need the room for Boga. Big ass iguana. All right. Oh, sorry about all the racket. Get stuff set up here so I have a decent workstation to play with. Gonna need that. Okay, I don't know what happened there. What is that? Okay. Wasn't like I was running a little behind getting down to the studio today, so it was taking me a little longer than normal to get up and running here. Right now, my Pandora's being a pain in the ass. Okay, here we go. A little bit of everything today. Okay, now I gotta get. I forgot to bring more paper towels down. All right. Now we're kind of getting somewhere here. There she is. See if I could try it from a different angle. No, because then the light gets all washed out on it. Maybe even this angle. It's like everything I have is either too tall or too short to get the right camera angle I want. I've got another armature too. Okay, I think this one's probably going to work the best. So I have these different tripods set up. I think this one's probably just going to work the best, even though it's a little bit in my way. That's not going to work. Hey, what's up, Jerry? How are you today, buddy? I'm sitting here trying to figure out a better way to mount my camera, and because it doesn't work very well on the table. And I think what I'm going to try to do is mount it on this armature, but from the tripod, because then the table won't shake the camera, because that's really bugging me. Let's see. Yeah, I think this will work. Just have to change the mounting angle. There we go. I think this will work. I think. Yeah, okay. Okay. Well, it's gonna work. All right. Cool. I need to add a little more water to the cup. Ugh. Excuse me. I'm doing good. I'm glad. Thank you. Um, I'm glad it's Friday. Because that means I don't have any more fucking doctor's appointments for the rest of the. I got a few days off from going to appointments and shit. So that's nice. I just need a really thin bead to cover that up that I can texture. I apologize for shadows. That's probably even too wide there, maybe. Just going for a really thin snake because it's a really fine gap right here. So yeah, no more doctor's appointments this week or physical therapy. I mean, I like going to physical therapy and stuff, but all the doctor's appointments and shit just get to be kind of exhausting sometimes. I mean, I guess things could be worse, you know? Sure. Let's say that looks pretty good right there. Well, I got the tail done. The rest is like stuff like this, where I can, you know, you can clearly see that seam, and I really don't like that. So I want to see if I can get that to blend a lot better, even if it means, you know, running an entire beat alongside of it that I can kind of use to blend in to the raised portion without having to do too much sanding, if that makes sense. I just want to see. Just to break it up a little better. Yeah, I think that'll be much better blended now. We'll let that cure and see how the blend looks with a little bit of paint over it. I need to do this side a little bit too. I haven't done a lot of, I mean, well, this is the first time I've ever done gap filling like this, where I've got to feather out the gap filling and stuff with this texture, you know, a scale or something, which is, I mean, for me, it's just pretty technical shit. I've never done it before. And, you know, you want to be a perfectionist. You want to get that blending right. And so I'm finding, you know, that's why I put primer on a few spots, just to see how well the blend looked. Because once you start putting paint on it, you can really tell how good you did with your your gap fills and your blending, stuff like that. And man, I could really notice it in a few spots. I can also see the spots where I'm getting a better feel for it and a better idea of how it wants to work. But now I'm going to I'm finding myself going back to some of the spots that I've already done and seeing that they're not good enough. It's not hidden enough, and I want to fix that. And I think this is a good way to do it, because so far it's working pretty well. I mean, I'm just kind of learning this shit as I go along with you guys. Like a lot of the stuff I've never tried this shit before on something like this. I've never definitely never done a 3D printed model this big either, with this much detail and with electronics and stuff. I haven't even gotten the electronics fully worked out yet. I just realized at one point, like, it's just going to work better for me to just start getting it put together and painted and worry about the electronics when I get there. Yeah, that looks good. As far as I can tell. Once I get paint on it, I probably won't like it. But for now, it's acceptable. Oh, no, no worries. No worries. Ran the dogs out. Who let the dogs out? I promise I'll never do that again. So yeah, before I continue with doing all this stuff, blending these gaps and shit better, I want to let this spot kind of cure and see how it looks. In the meantime, I think I'll start working on this part with the harness. Nope. That's how it always goes. Yeah, it's like, that's how it always goes, but I'm not used to doing things this big where, you know, filling in a gap filled in on something like this is so much more noticeable than like your typical 1/6 scale or something, because everything's so big, you know. But us being the perfectionists that we are, you know, you want to go back and check that shit and make sure it looks right. Yeah, the textures are, that's the toughest part for me, is getting that to work. I mean, honestly, I don't know what I would do if I didn't find these fucking texture rollers, man. And especially this one really helps big time mimicking these scales. I mean, I had no idea how I was going to do that when I was thinking about it before. And I forget how I came across the texture rollers, but I was like, oh my God, that's my savior right there. I've got to try that thing. And yeah, they're working out great. Come out of there. That'll do. Need to start covering this gap now. This is a big one. That song just doesn't sound good on this TV. This part of the neck right here. I'm really gonna have to do some work on that. The neck's like one of the focal points where, I mean, you're looking at this part. I mean, granted, her head's here, but I don't want that to detract from the fact that your eyes are gonna look at this and see that. I gotta get those scales right. Like, this is the side that we're gonna be looking at her most of the time. So it's really important to get this right. That's that foam again right there. That definitely did not work. It was worth a try, but no. Yeah, I agree with that. I was mainly using it to fill in the large gap in between the pieces because it was pretty wonky in there in in some parts, and for that it worked. I definitely wasn't trying to gap fill like with this kind of detail or anything like that. Um, but I mean, it served the purpose for what I needed it for. There's a lot of hollow cavities in this, and I wanted to be able to reinforce the insides of it as much as I could so that it would be nice and sturdy when I got it all together. So it worked for that. Yeah. It's definitely not something you're ever going to use for cosmetics, obviously. All right. Okay. I think that's the right way it goes. Yeah. I don't think I'm going to really worry about this gap here. I just want to get this little piece filled in. And then we'll check out the other side. Gonna need to order more green stuff. I'm gonna just have to order a big snake of it. When I ordered this from the Army Painter, well, Amazon's Army Painter store, I thought to myself, that's probably not going to be enough. It wasn't. Not even close. Okay. Definitely need a new camera angle for a minute while I'm working on this spot. Okay. That is more suitable. So I see we got 5 people in the chat right now. How's everybody doing? How's your Friday or Saturday, depending on where you're at in the world? I hope you and yours and your families are all doing well and happy. I love you guys and wish you all the best. This is not goodbye. Just saying hi to everybody. But I hope you guys are doing well. Feel free to leave a like on the like thing before you bounce out today. I would highly appreciate that. The algorithm appreciates it. My channel appreciates it. And I appreciate you guys. Camera. Oh. What the hell happened? Oh, my battery is dying. Yeah, my battery's dying on my thing here. Let me try to figure something else out. Um, bear with me a moment. Yeah, my gimbal died, so I gotta plug it in. Oops. Stupid gimbal. Yeah, it's my old DJI Osmo. Let's see, I got a plug for that right here in my speaker. Oh yeah, it was totally dead. Um, hmm. Oh, I got an idea. I can just take this. It's got those little bendy legs, and I can just wrap it around the. Yeah, that works. That's actually pretty sweet. Oh, GoPro's got a new one out, huh? I haven't seen that one. I'll have to check it out. Like I need to spend money on anything. Nice. I actually don't have a GoPro. I've never owned one. You know, I don't really do any active sports anymore because I can't. Thanks, old age. Um, and I, I I I don't really have a practical use for it, especially since like even with my YouTube channel, I don't really. Um, I don't know how to explain it. I don't. I just don't need it. Okay. Let's see this other side here. Just a nice thin snake along that section. Man, if I was still skateboarding and stuff, which I haven't done in many years, I would totally have a reason to buy a GoPro. Give me 1 second here. I can look at the chat. I'm just kind of poking at this stuff to somewhat mimic. There's like a really fine texture on this saddle. So I'm just kind of poking at it to kind of mimic that. There we go. Now let's see. So now this side has a pretty sizable gap on it. And I think I know what to do for that. Let me check the chat. Let's see here. Yeah, you just want it because it's fucking nice. Yeah, I mean, dude, the way I see a lot of things like that, you know, is if you want it, just fucking get it, man. You're not taking it with you. You only live once. You know, do the things, have the stuff. Just fucking enjoy your life, you know? Okay, so I'm gonna kind of keep this ridge on this piece and kind of we're basically raising it up to the level it needs to be at. Then we're going to put the saddle on and kind of squish it down so it conforms to that shape. And then I'm going to use my blending stick here to kind of further push it up and get it to blend to the texture right. If that makes any sense at all. Yeah, I wish I had some like silly putty or something, or not silly putty, some baby powder or something to keep it from sticking. And just try and put some water along the edge there. Close enough. All right, let's see how that looks. That's good. Cool. I need to do that same thing on this side. Yeah, the handles face the neck. Thank you, though. Good looking out, man. Yeah, I was thinking about that as I was doing it. Like, make sure I got it set the right way. Otherwise, the imprint's going to be wrong and it won't fit. Every little bit I get done on this, like working my way up, getting these gaps all filled in, is that much closer to getting the whole thing to where, all right, let's do this. It's time for primer, and then we're going. Because once I get this bitch painted, the rest of it's gonna go pretty quick, and then we'll be done with it. I'm really looking forward to that day. I knew going into this model that, I mean, if you're gonna print something this fucking big, there's just no half-assing it. Period. You gotta go all in. And I knew this was gonna be an overwhelmingly time-taking model to do, but I had to do it. She's like one of the coolest creatures in all of Star Wars lore, in my opinion. She's just, whoever designed her, you know, kudos to that creature creator, because she's bitching. It's like iguana meets gecko meets bird. Like, just such a cool, inspired piece. You know, create a creation. Whoever designed her. If anybody finds out or knows who designed her, pop it in the comments. Maybe you already know. Maybe you're a bigger Star Wars nerd than me. I'd love to know who created Boga for the Star Wars universe, because she's awesome. It's friggin' amazing. So again, I'm gonna put a little water on the underneath here and a little bead of water on this, so I can do a test and see how big of a gap I need to fill there along this area here to about here, from about here to there. Okay, it's about 1/8 of an inch snake I'm gonna need to get along that length. Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. Sorry about the bump there. There he is. What's up, buddy? There you are. Okay, that looks pretty good. Oh, right on. Yeah, get that coffee, buddy. Let's see. Okay. I think we'll move on to this side. We got this gap here to fix. Pretty simple. Mix up some more green stuff. Definitely going to go upstairs and order more of this today. I've actually got a decent little shopping list of shit I need to get. Got to fill this little gap right here too. And gonna have to clean this whole section up. That works pretty good, just kind of poking at it a little bit. It imitates the saddle texture pretty well. It's the little things. It's the little details. You got to get that shit right. I mean, at least to your satisfaction. That's passable. Cool. Gonna look so much better. Finally get some paint on this thing. I can't wait. I can't wait just to primer it. Just the primering is going to be so pleasant because, like, oh my God, this is what I've been waiting for so fucking long. Trying to get to this point. Because once I get primer down, that means that means I'm that much closer. Well, I mean, the next step after primer is zenithal highlight. That's going to be a great day when I finally load that airbrush up with white and we start doing our zenithal highlight. Get some white ink in there, start going. Oh, I can't wait to see all the details and the skin and everything pop out. That might be a bad thing though too, because it's zenithal highlight. I mean, it's one thing for the primer to bring mistakes up, you know, and blemishes that you need to fix. But man, the zenithal highlight, if there's anything off, it's gonna fucking turn up when you do your highlight. Yeah, and that's gonna be fun. It's when every little imperfection and thing you don't like, that most likely nobody else is gonna notice or see but you, because you fucking know it's there. That's when everything's gonna turn up. But we're definitely making some headway. Getting her done, this is like the biggest part of the project. The base is nothing. The base is easy. But getting her prepped for paint, I knew it was going to be horrible. And I wasn't wrong. But I am happy with the progress we've made. I've gotten a lot done here. We've gotten a lot done. I see this little spot here needs to be blended better. You can see the seam from the resin, so we're gonna roll out a flat snake and just get that patched up and blended better. The good news is those I'm running out of spots I need to fill gaps in, which is awesome. There's a big gap right here I gotta fix in the saddle. So many little details and shit. Oh, nice. Yeah, that wouldn't be good. And good luck on his meet tomorrow. All right, all the gaps on that part of the saddle are blended as well as they're going to get, I believe. I think this is where, like, this little indentation is where, or wait, no, that's his leg. And I think Obi-Wan Kenobi's foot is, like, right here. So most of the gaps are filled, and at this point, it's getting into, like, cleanup, you know. I'm going to go back over some of these spots that aren't so clean looking as far as the blending is. I'm going to feather that out a little better and get it nice and cohesive. Like this thing around her neck here, it almost looks like a collar. I didn't do a very good job on it. I'm not satisfied with it. You know, if it turns, it's like I was saying, if it turns up that prominent just after doing a primer coat on it, you can imagine what it's going to look like when you do your zenithal highlight, and I don't want that. See another little spot here on her harness that I need to fix. This using this like sharp tip on the end of it to kind of just mimic these stitches and stuff. Thing with this green stuff is you can really play with it a lot, especially once it starts getting hardened. You know, once it starts to cure, there's a lot of wiggle room in there with it. Much better than that other 2-part epoxy that I was using. If I could go back and take this stuff out, I would. The best I can is the best I can do is like sand this down and then lay a sheet over it again, you know, like a flat sheet like I did back here, and then just run the texture roller over that to kind of blend it and feather it out, and that'll make it disappear. We'll get there. But in hindsight, I wish I would have just used green stuff during the whole project. I'm just not happy with the way that the other epoxy stuff worked for this application, not on something like this. Hope everybody's having an awesome Friday, though, above anything else. Please leave a like in the like spot before you bounce out of here. I'd totally appreciate it. Help grow this channel a little bit. Yeah, for this application with as much sculpture work as I have to do, you know, like forming scales and stuff like that, I couldn't get the same kind of sculpture detail out of the other stuff as I can with green stuff. And like I said, like once it cures a little bit, not fully cured, obviously, but even fully cured, it's just more workable. Yeah, in my experience with this model, I just like it better. And not to knock the other stuff. I'm not saying like don't buy it. I mean, definitely buy that stuff. It has its purpose. But for a lot of the applications I need it for in this model, it's just, I don't feel like it's working out that great for some things. No, I'll explain it. It's like the other stuff feels like chalky. It's got like a grain to it, whereas green stuff, I mean, for how long does it take to dry cure? Fully cure, I'd say just give it, 12 to 24 hours for green stuff. And the other stuff was pretty much about the same. Hey, Jerry, welcome back. I would say the other stuff was pretty much the same comparatively, but yeah, I like the way the green stuff is working out for this application a little better than the other. I mean, after mixing it, you've got about maybe 15, well, I don't know how long it's been since I mixed this batch, but it's starting to get, I don't want to say difficult to work with, but it's a little it's going to take more pressure and stuff to work with it now than it did 10 minutes ago with the green stuff. It cures pretty quick. So you want to, that's why you only mix really small batches of it at a time, and then you kind of roll it out into a little snake and then put it in the spot you need it and then work with it and move on to the next little piece. but within a half an hour, it's getting to the point where it's, you know, that little bit you mixed up is it's unworkable. Doesn't take long. I keep finding little spots, like little tiny gaps that I didn't fill before. Yeah, dang it. Sticking to my fingers. I don't know if you can tell, but like it's getting pretty tough to work with at this point. So it's good that I'm running out of the little bit that I mixed up. It's too thin, probably. Yeah, it's just, yeah, it's not. So now it's at the point where it's just not adhering. So peel that off and we'll redo that section once the other piece cures. That's all right. So if I was filling in like a small gap or something and not having to texturize something like this would be fine. It's pliable enough, but it's not pliable enough to stick to a smooth surface right now. So we'll let this dry and finish curing here on this spot. Cool. All right. So, what's everybody's plans for the weekend? What are you guys up to? What kind of trouble you getting into? I want to hear about it. What's everybody doing? I don't know what the hell we're going to do tonight. My wife and I. College bars. Uh-oh. The Bermuda Triangle. Oh my God, that's fucking funny, dude. Doesn't sound like my cup of tea. Not something I would probably enjoy. Back in the day, absolutely. Sign me up. Now, not so much. I'm just moving back over to the other studio space here. Not shutting down yet. We're still doing stuff. The Bermuda Triangle. I can't get enough of that. That's fucking funny, man. Jen's here. You're late. Jen's here. Yay. Hi, Jen. I'm kind of like getting stuff put away here. Putting up my, I gotta put all my stuff back up. Because it's kind of a lot for me to switch over to the big table. I wish my workbench was big enough to work on this whole thing. That would be great. Okay. Getting there. I'm almost back at my desk table thing. And then I want to talk to you guys. Oh. Oh. There we go. Studio 2.0 is put away now. And get my armature out of the way here, my camera gimbal. Oh, okay. Boga's tail is in the way here. Let's see if I can prop her up like this or something. Kind of works. So Jen, since you missed it, I basically went back over like some of the areas that I wasn't happy with how the gap fills turned in. So I used a really thin flat snake to go in and blend that in better. And you can see here it looks pretty good. I've got a couple spots on the neck along this seam I need to do a little better. A spot on this part of the body. Just some better blending. Since I've never done this before, I've kind of realized as I've been going on along like a better way to go about applying it with the texture roller to where it blends better, and that's just by using a thinner snake, you know, like a nice wide flat one. I got this gap right here all kind of fixed. Wet that down a little bit and clean that off. So this is all better blended now. And I got the I took the saddle and, you know, I ran like a snake and then took the saddle and pushed it in to where it left an impression. So that cleaned up this gap right here because there's a really big gap there. So it cleaned that up nice. It's like that more. Yeah. So that's ready on that side. And then it's still curing a little bit. I got to be careful with that. Peeling parts off. And then cleaned up a spot on the inside portion of the tail here. Back here, was it? Or not the other side, right here. Got that portion done. So her tail's done. It's like, as far as I'm concerned, it's pretty much ready to go. It's just a few spots really on the upper body and on her neck that I need to get filled in and cleaned up. And then we're ready to move on to her head and getting that prepped. Head shouldn't take long, thankfully. Once I get these all cleaned up, these little shit spots I don't like, once that's all cleaned up, probably going to lay primer coat over the whole thing, just to do one final check of any spot that needs to be fixed that I don't like or whatever. And then we're ready to go. We're ready to, at that point, I'm going to be ready. Once the body's cleaned up and looks good and ready for paint, I'll be running the wire through the leg and up through her body here and through the saddle. And then everything's going to get glued into place. And it's going to start, it's pretty much ready for color at that point, which I'm really excited about. I cannot effing wait to get some color down on this thing. But it's she's getting there. She is getting there. I'm getting there. We're getting there. Interesting. Spring 99% alcohol on the green stuff made it real tacky. Duly noted. Just leave that alone so it doesn't fuck up. But other than that, I was just basically talking to y'all and seeing what's everybody up to for the weekend. Aaron's going to the Bermuda Triangle. For the weekend. Apparently, he's got some college girls to go flirt with at the behest of his wife. All college girls are going to be like, dude, you're so old. Yeah. Yeah, no, it is very solvent. I wasn't expecting it to do that to the green stuff though, but that's all right, you know, as long as I leave it alone, it'll dry up and all that fun business. I ain't gonna get you in trouble, Bromeo. You get into trouble on your own, dude. You don't need me for that. And what else? I just realized I really need some sushi in my life. Yeah, I got a few gray hairs myself. Oh yeah, I forgot. My wife sold one of her vintage toys on her Etsy channel, and she doesn't know what box it's in, of course. So we got to find that. I got to find that, but you guys got to come with me. You want to see some cool old vintage toys? Well, too bad because you're going to see them anyways. My wife sold something on Etsy and she needs that box, of course. And I've got all this paint and shit in the way. So I have to carefully move this shit out of the way to get to it. Okay. I also got to make sure my wife can still park in here when she gets home. Okay. Vintage toys. And lots of them. She has, not in this box, but she has like Beanie Babies that are worth like $10,000. She keeps those upstairs. But these are some of her vintage Beanie Babies. I should probably slide that tag back in there. Probably just cost her like $5,000. That's from Ronald McDonald House Charities. Millennium the Bear. This one, I think this one's worth some money. She's got a few of them. Righty the Elephant. Oh, I think we should burn this one. Yeah, she's got some crazy shit. This big bird here. And this is all stuff she saved when she was a kid. She never took this stuff out. She knew it was going to be worth money someday. Little piglet there. And I have no idea what fucking tub she needs me to get out. So we'll just kick that one over there. She can figure it out when she gets home. But we are going to the UPS store to drop packages off because we got to ship stuff out. Which brings me to one of my beloved subscribers. This is coming to you very soon. Jen. So here's we'll give you another sneak peek. It's been so long, you probably forgot what's in here. This is a little care package I'm sending out to one of my beloved subscribers. So you're going to be getting that sent in the mail pretty soon. It should go out today. I apologize for the delay. I know it's been a long time coming for that, but I'm getting this out to you today, Jen, if you're still watching. So you can look forward to that coming to you. I don't know, probably take like 3 or 4 days to get out to you. Let's see. Okay, Jen says, woohoo. Yes, toys. Do they still sell for that much? Some of them do. I know she sold one of her Beanie Babies a while back for a couple of grand, I think. Some of them are still really valuable, but most of them aren't. I know that. But she has a few that are still worth a lot of money. Oh. And she said something about a clear box. Oh, that's probably that one up here. Oh, ow. Oh. Now, this one doesn't weigh very much, thankfully. Yeah, she sold this something on Etsy, I think for a couple $100, one of her toys. So she needs to find it. She just asked if I could pull the boxes down. Look at that old school strawberry shortcake. Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. Disney's Aladdin. Looks like whatever his name is, Jafar or something. It's like he's missing his hand. You know, so you could make different scenes with this. That's pretty cool. Oh, genie. You can make the genie appear. Boing. That's cute. Very imaginative. I think she was saying this guy is worth a lot of money. Hasbro Softies. Wuzzles. Anybody remember the Wuzzles? Care Bears, of course. That's an original Care Bear right there. And she's told me the story. I think, yeah, I think this is the one of them. I think this one's actually. I think this is the one that's worth a lot of money still. Is this monkey? What is his name? Mischief, designed by Sally Winnie. Yeah, I think she was saying this one's worth a bit. Yeah, she has some cool old stuff in here. Girl toys wise, anyways. And if any of you recognize any of this stuff from your childhood, let me know. Oh wow, okay, this is another. This is the Wicked Witch set or whatever. Oh no, this is Snow White. Wow, that's cool. It's like a little pop-up book story thing that you could interact with. Kind of create little diorama scenes with it. That's neat. Of course, she had it fit in there perfectly. And I have no idea how to make it back to where it was. That's going to have to be close enough. Because otherwise I'm going to break something. All right. Okay, I did my honeydew. I don't have to do that anymore. The things are down. I can't be lifting shit too much anyways. Your sister had one of those strawberry shortcake dolls. That's cool. No, Jennifer, she does not still smell like strawberry shortcake. That'd be pretty cool if she did, though. I bet you could go on Amazon or someplace on Google right now and find strawberry shortcake doll scent. Wouldn't surprise me at all. I'm sure it exists. Ugh. Oh, I'm glad I remembered to do that. They smelled bad. Yeah, I would imagine. I kind of remember the doll. That doll itself's going for $11.90 on eBay. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Yeah, she's got an Etsy store that she sells this stuff on. It's not anything I have to do with other than like I pull the boxes down when she sells something. That's it. I don't keep track of it. Anybody else care to share what they're doing with their weekend? What do you guys got? Do you guys got special plans? Any of you? Anybody watching? We got 7 people in the chat right now, and only 3 of them are chatting. So feel free to say hi. I friggin' love you guys. Love all of you guys, even you quiet ones. Really appreciate the likes and the subscribes. Dang. It's really hard. It's so hard. It's such an awkward piece right now because she doesn't have the legs on. One of the other guys I know that's doing this model too said that once the legs are on, it's even more awkward to work on. Like, oh boy, I can't wait for that. You got to be super careful because the legs are all over the place. Okay, Jennifer's doing taxes. That's super not fun. I'm just gonna say I don't want to do taxes this year. I'm gonna claim exempt because I don't want to pay for a fucking war. Think I can get away with that? Probably not. I'm guessing. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do tonight. I think we might go play pool for a little bit. Go figure. It gives my wife a chance to socialize and see our friends and stuff, which we don't really do much of. And it gives me a chance. She plays pool, but not as seriously or as much as I do when we go out. Where I'm the type, like, even when we travel, you know, our pool cues come everywhere with us. And whenever we travel somewhere, yeah, I do want sushi. Thank you, Jen. But yeah, anytime we travel somewhere, stay out of town, one of the first things I do is go on Google Maps and I'll look for like a dive bar that's got a couple pool tables on it or something where I can go and, you know, play a couple of the local drunks. You know, one of those guys that, you know, it's like he's a regular at that bar and he's an old timer and he's the best pool player in the county where he lives. And I'm basically, I'm not going to lie, I'll hustle a little bit. I'll kind of play dumb the first couple of games just to size him up a little bit and make him feel good about himself. And once I get the third or fourth game in, that's when I start giving the guy a bad day. Generally, they automatically know I can play just because I bring my own pool cues everywhere we go, but sometimes I don't have my own pool cue with me and I got to use a house cue. And it's just as well, as long as I don't get hung up on the fact that I'm using a house cue. It won't screw with my head. But yeah, we like going out and playing pool. And Jenny's really good at pool too. Like when she's serious, when she's really in the mood to play, you're in trouble. Like the girl can shoot. But yeah, we'll probably go do that tonight after getting sushi or something. And then tomorrow, I don't know what the hell we're going to do tomorrow. The weather's supposed to be mellow, so that's cool. It's been pretty nice here in Southern California lately. The heat wave finally ended. That was fucking pissing me off for a minute there, man. We had this heat wave and it was like 90 degrees here at our house, at the beginning of March, which is, I don't want to say it's unheard of, but we broke records this year. We had record temperatures for this time of year this year, and I was not happy about it. Our cats were not happy about it. Our cats are already shedding like crazy. All three of our cats are long hair, and they're shedding like fucking crazy right now. And that's a lot to clean up. I'm going to have to patch this little spot right here. I think once this cures, I'm actually going to run a bead of UV resin along that seam there to give it some extra adhesion. Make sure it's not going to like snap off or something. I'm just kind of looking over this and thinking out loud. Yeah, it's like it's such a big piece that, you know, if you don't get it right, the closer you get to it to inspect it and look at it, even as a like putting myself in a stranger's eyes, I feel like the closer I get to it, I'm probably going to see more mistakes. And I want to avoid that as much as possible, obviously. I also feel like, you know, once I start getting color down on it, I'm going to be able to blend some of this stuff in with paint. Because she's going to have some stripes and some different shading going on. And a lot of these scales are going to blend into that, I think, as I go along. So there's hope in that direction. I feel good about that. But God, I can't wait to get some fucking color on this thing. Really looking forward to getting her finished with paint and getting on to Obi-Wan Kenobi. Getting her head painted too and stuff. Like, I'm just really excited to do her feathers and all that fun stuff. It's going to be cool. Anyone else care to share their weekend plans? Jerry doesn't know what he's doing. Aaron's drinking with his son in the Bermuda Triangle, the Bromuda Triangle. Jennifer's doing taxes. That's no fun. I want sushi. I'm gonna start my weekend with that. I think. And what else? What else you guys doing? Well, we're at 20%. Well, if you're not sure what you're doing, you think about it later, and you want to leave a comment in the chat, please do. Don't forget to leave a like. Hit that subscribe button. Hit those bell notifications so you know when I go live or pump out a new video. Aside from Obi-Wan Kenobi Rides Boga, this extremely time-consuming model, I've got some really good projects lined up this year that I have decided on that I will be getting to work on, and things will go much faster once I get this model done, thankfully. And really looking forward to sharing that all with you guys as well. Be doing a lot of live streams and, you know, learning more and more together as we build these models and paint them and stuff. All that being said, I want you guys to have an extremely awesome weekend. I wish you all the best. Much love and warm regards to you and yours. And happy 3D printing, happy painting, and have a nice day. And I will see you guys soon. Love y'all. Toodles. 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 Toodles.